United States just delivered one of its most lethal missiles to Ukraine. Shortly after this country revealed this advanced technology, an extremely lethal rocket-powered weapon that is designed to deliver explosives with high speed and mind-blowing precision, it was given to Ukraine with the hope to bring an end to the conflicts. This weapon, with its ability to lay waste to any form of threat in a matter of seconds, has enhanced Ukraine's military capabilities and has the ability to influence global defense dynamics. What are the capabilities of this powerful military arsenal? Is it powerful enough to bring an end to the conflict between Russia and Ukraine? Join us as we discuss the capabilities and strategic importance of this missile, especially in the Russo-Ukrainian conflict. The idea of a conventional tactical ballistic missile became possible during the late Cold War, which moved away from relying on early nuclear strikes against the Warsaw Pact forces if the Cold War turned into a real conflict. The airland battle and follow-on forces attack doctrines, developed in the late 1970s and early 1980s, required a conventional, more accurate missile to hit enemy reserves. To meet this need, the United States Army Aviation and Missile Command created the Simplified Inertial Guidance Demonstrator Program. In this program, Ling-Temco Vought developed a solid-fuel version of the MGM-52 Lance missile called the T-22, with a new guidance system that was very accurate. In 1978, DARPA began the Assault Breaker Technology Demonstration Program to target many mobile armored units from a distance. This program used the T-22 missile and the Martin Marietta T-16 missile based on the Patriot system with cluster warheads. Development of what is now known as the ATACMS missile began in 1980 when the U.S. Army wanted to replace the Lance missile with a similar one that could carry nuclear, chemical, or biological warheads called the Core Support Weapon System. Because the Department of Defense was worried about having too many similar missiles with different warheads, it merged the program with DARPA's Assault Breaker in 1981 and with the Air Force's Conventional Standoff Weapon between 1982 and 1983. The MGM-140 Army Tactical Missile System is a type of ballistic missile made by the U.S. defense company Ling-Temco Vought and later by Lockheed Martin. It uses solid fuel and is 13 feet long and 24 inches wide. The longest range versions can travel up to 190 miles, which is about 300 kilometers. These missiles can be launched from the tracked M270 multiple launch rocket system and the wheeled M142 high mobility artillery rocket system. An ATACMS launch container holds one rocket, but its lid has 6 circles, like a standard MLRS rocket lid, to hide the type of missile from the enemy. This new missile system, called the Joint Tactical Missile System, faced resistance from the Air Force, which did not like the idea of an air-launched ballistic missile. In 1984, the Air Force stopped its involvement in the non-cruise missile part of the program, leading to the missile being renamed the Army Tactical Missile System. In March 1986, Ling-Temco Vought got the contract to design a missile, which was named MGM-140. The first test launch happened 2 years later, thanks to the company's previous experience. The ATACMS missile was first used in combat in 191 during Operation Desert Storm, with 32 missiles fired from the M270 MLRS. In 2003, over 450 ATACMS were fired in Operation Iraqi Freedom. By early 2015, more than 560 had been used in combat. In 2007, the U.S. Army ended the ATACMS program because it was too expensive, halting the ability to produce more. To keep the remaining missiles usable, the ATACMS Service Life Extension Program was started. This program refurbishes or replaces parts, updates warheads, and adds new features. Deliveries were expected to begin around 2018. The SLEP was meant to provide time to develop a new missile to replace the aging ATACMS, which might be ready around 2022. Lockheed Martin received a contract to develop and test new parts for Block 1 ATACMS missiles to reduce the risk of unexploded ordnance. They delivered the first updated tactical missile system with improved guidance electronics and a new warhead that avoids unexploded ordnance. This aviation company was later awarded a contract to produce launch assemblies for the missile and was also contracted to upgrade existing M39 munitions to the M57 variant with a new warhead from the Harpoon missile. There was the plan to add a new seeker to the ATACMS for hitting moving targets on land, and at sea was announced, but then it got canceled in favor of other missile projects. The National Defense Authorization Act authorized the production of up to 1,700 more ATACMS, but this was not funded by the Defense Appropriations Act. In October 2023, about a year and 8 months after the Russian invasion, the U.S. delivered ATACMS missiles to Ukraine. These missiles threatened the entire Russian-controlled area in southern Ukraine, reached most Russian air bases in Ukraine, and made it harder for Russia to use attack helicopters against Ukrainian targets. By February 2024, NBC News reported that President Joe Biden was considering sending Ukraine longer-range ATACMS. On April 17, 2024, 6 explosions were reported at the Dzhankoy Air Base in Russian-occupied Crimea. Pro-Russian military bloggers and Ukrainian sources believe ATACMS or similar missiles were used, some of which carried cluster munitions. Locals reported at least 6 explosions and several secondary blasts. The Kiev Post shared a photo of contrails, suggesting they came from ballistic missiles. On April 20, 2024, after several months of delays, the U.S. House of Representatives approved an extra $61 billion in foreign aid for Ukraine, which included the longer-range version of ATACMS missiles. Just a few days later, it was reported that the U.S. had secretly sent the 300 kilometers range ATACMS to Ukraine in March 2024. The Biden administration had been cautious about sending more missiles due to concerns about supply, since ATACMS production can't be quickly ramped up like simple artillery. However, with enough missiles produced over the months and Russia using North Korean missiles, it was decided that supplying more ATACMS wouldn't affect U.S. readiness. The ATACMS missile uses multiple navigation units and advanced software, allowing it to stay accurate even if GPS signals are lost due to Russian electronic warfare, better than other GPS-guided weapons. On June 23, 2024, during an attack on Sevastopol, a Ukrainian ATACMS missile allegedly hit a beach where civilians were present. The Kremlin reported that at least 4 people, including 2 children, were affected and over 150 were injured. Russian officials blamed the U.S. for the attack, while the U.S. said the deaths happened because Russian air defenses shot down the missile, causing it to go off course. On July 1, 2024, Russia claimed to have recovered an intact ATACMS missile guidance system and was studying it to find any weaknesses. However, this missile is not the only one the United States invested in. Since World War II, the United States has constantly dominated research, development, and technology production, influencing global markets and security. With the unveiling of its new supersonic missile, this nation has further cemented its position as a nation at the forefront of technological advancement. This new missile, the Mutant missile, is not just fast, it is a shape-shifting projectile that can change its form even after it has been deployed. What makes this weapon increasingly lethal is its accuracy. When it is deployed towards a target, this really fast weapon can wipe out its target with mind-blowing accuracy. The Mutant technology is a special joint that lets missiles bend up to 45%, changing their flight path. This breakthrough in missile maneuverability has grabbed the Air Force's attention. Mutant missiles can now target and destroy the fastest fighters and ballistic missiles without slowing down or using complex thrusters. They can handle extreme temperatures up to 900 degrees Celsius and could potentially achieve hypersonic speeds. The twisted missiles are part of a project at the Air Force Research Laboratory called the Missile Utility Transformation via Articulated Nose Technology Project. The Air Force Research Laboratory revealed the project last week at the Air and Space Forces Association's Warfare Symposium in Aurora, Colorado. The project is still in its early stages of design and testing. According to AFRL, this concept dates back to the 1950s, but was only made possible with modern technology. At the symposium, AFRL showcased computer-designed concept videos of the missile and footage from ground testing. AFRL stated in a press release that, until now, the size, weight, and power needed for morphing technology made it impractical for missile systems. Mutant is changing that. Currently, the Mutant missile is based on a modified Hellfire. AFRL has not yet tested it in flight, but is using a rocket sled instead. A rocket sled is a long track with a target at the end. Researchers attach the test missiles to the sled and launch them down the track. The missile doesn't leave the ground, but hits a wall at the end, allowing researchers to study its impact and effectiveness without airborne tests. It's like a crash test range, but for weapons. What fighter would be capable of carrying and launching this missile? The response becomes obvious when you consider the F-35 Lightning II. Lockheed Martin's American engineers are known for a good reason. They have developed numerous exceptional aircraft. The F-35 is a perfect example. It took its first flight in 2006 and stands out for its versatility. It is still in use by the Air Force, Marine Corps, and even the U.S. Navy, proving its prowess as a formidable aircraft. The F-35 is a family of advanced single-engine, supersonic stealth fighters. It's the second fifth-generation fighter to join U.S. service and the first operational supersonic STOVL stealth fighter. The key features of this formidable aircraft include low observability, advanced avionics, sensor fusion for heightened situational awareness, and effective long-range combat capabilities. The United States Air Force relies on it as their primary strike fighter for SAD missions due to its advanced sensors and mission systems. The aircraft's design incorporates stealth elements like a wingtail configuration, advanced composite materials, and diverterless supersonic inlets to minimize radar cross-section and enhance survivability in combat scenarios. This aircraft is no ordinary fighter jet. It's known for its readiness to take on diverse missions in any weather condition. This aircraft is designed to dominate the skies, showcasing exceptional control and precision when targeting airborne and ground threats. They're equipped for electronic warfare, capable of disrupting enemy systems, and adept at gathering crucial intelligence through advanced surveillance techniques. A few years ago, the Pentagon stated its intention to transform the F-35A, a variant of the F-35, into a fighter jet that is capable of carrying nuclear bombs and more advanced missiles. This decision was important in advancing the Pentagon's strategic deterrence strategy and providing war commanders with enhanced tactical and operational options. Recently, the Air Force also proved that the F-35A, which was already known for its advanced capabilities, can also deliver a nuclear weapon right into enemy territory. This achievement marked an important advancement in American deterrence efforts. The successful demonstration of the F-35's ability to handle a tactical nuclear mission is a significant step forward in military capabilities. It means that this advanced stealth fighter can now play a role in delivering nuclear weapons as part of strategic defense strategies. The F-35A's versatility, which combines conventional and nuclear capabilities, strengthens the country's ability to respond effectively to various security challenges. This development highlights the importance of this aircraft as an advanced invention in modern military operations. In its standard version, the F-35 carries 2 agile air-to-air missiles, 2 hefty 9-10 kilogram bombs, and a 25-millimeter cannon. At first glance, this might not seem like much, but watch how effectively it handles adversaries. However, the aircraft has faced criticism in the United States, mainly due to its high price and combat performance. Even Donald Trump criticized its cost on Twitter, with each unit costing up to $100 million. Pentagon leaders were also dissatisfied, especially since the F-35 program is expected to continue until 2070, with a staggering total cost estimated at $1.5 trillion. This prompted extensive upgrades to ensure the fighter remains unrivaled. In its latest update, the F-35 has seen a big boost in agility thanks to a revamped layout. Effective control is crucial for any aircraft, and the Lightning II takes this seriously. It now features a new onboard control system that works with AI to handle most of the flying tasks, adjust flight systems, lock onto targets, and even engage them autonomously. While technically capable of flying without a pilot, having a human on board ensures precise actions when needed. Stealth capabilities have also been significantly enhanced through redesigned systems and stealth materials. The aircraft now boasts a system that reduces radar detection by up to 90%. Spotting the F-35 before it strikes would be a stroke of luck for any adversary facing this formidable fighter. Now let's focus on the most crucial aspect: weaponry. As mentioned earlier, the F-35 will soon integrate advanced maneuvering missiles, but even without them, it can effectively neutralize any and all targets. A diverse array of guns and ammunition supports its mission, but our main interest lies in its missiles. The guided ATACMS cruise missiles travel at a blistering 3,900 kilometers per hour, capable of eliminating formidable airborne adversaries. For ground targets, the hefty AGM-158, weighing a ton, is deployed. It's designed to strike high-value, heavily defended targets and perform reliably even in adverse weather conditions. The AGM-158 JSRM, or Joint Air-to-Surface Standoff Missile, is a stealthy long-range cruise missile developed by Lockheed Martin for the U.S. military. It features a 1,000-pound armor-piercing warhead and is designed to be difficult to detect. After it was successfully tested, it was introduced into the U.S. Air Force in 2009 and has been adopted by Australia, Finland, and Poland since 2014. A longer-range version, the AGM-158B JASSM-ER, was also introduced in 2014, along with the AGM-158C LRASM, or Long-Range Anti-Ship Missile, designed for anti-ship operations, which entered service in 2018. As of September 2016, Lockheed Martin had delivered a total of 2,000 JASSMs, including both variants, to the USAF. As evolution progresses, so has the development of sophisticated weapons, and one of them is the production of hypersonic missiles, an unstoppable weapon that moves at extremely high speed. Iran has recently revealed two extremely fast missiles that have both surprised and worried people around the world. These missiles have the ability to travel faster than any other military technology that has been created before, and aside from moving at great speeds, they can change direction easily and hit targets with precision. It has been established that speed is a very important factor in any ammunition, and this single factor can change the fate of any conflict. But when a single weapon boasts of speed and nuclear capability, one phrase comes to mind, and that is unstoppable destruction. It is no wonder why the United States and Israel are unsettled about the thoughts of Iran possessing such a formidable weapon that is capable of causing massive destruction to any target. Interestingly, Iran has become the fourth nation in history to have hypersonic missiles. The missile, Fatah, which means conqueror, is a medium-range ballistic missile that can disintegrate targets before the target even knows it's there. On June 6, 2023, Iran's first-ever hypersonic missile was unveiled. The president of Iran, Ibrahim Raisi, attended the unveiling. With a top speed of Mach 15, Fatah is not only one of the fastest missiles on the planet, it is also one of the fastest hypersonic missiles ever. Other hypersonic missiles attain a speed of Mach 5 in one of two ways. The first is by being an air-breathing traditional missile that's powered by a scramjet engine. As it flies and maneuvers through the atmosphere, scramjet engines, unlike conventional engines, have no moving parts because they operate by burning fuel in a stream of supersonic air that is compressed by nothing else but the forward speed of the missile. Conventional engines, on the other hand, burn slower subsonic air that's compressed by moving engine parts, not the aircraft's immense forward speed. The second approach to a hypersonic missile sees a hypersonic boost glide missile boosted to hypersonic speeds by rockets, disengage from the rockets, and then glides through the atmosphere towards its target by making use of lift from the airflow to maneuver. This approach is what the Fatah appears to have taken, as the approach allows for insane levels of speed and maneuverability. It is this ability for hypersonic missiles to maneuver that makes them truly lethal. All of the world's ICBMs travel at hypersonic speeds. The initially unveiled Iran missile, the Fatah-1, is also a super-fast missile, and it is their first missile of its kind. Iran says it can outsmart any defense system because of its speed and agility. The name Fatah means winner or victor in Arabic, and it was chosen by Iran's top leader. While some ballistic missiles are already very fast, Fatah is in a special category that only a few countries have. In addition to its lethal capability, this missile is considered to be a very accurate missile with two parts that uses solid fuel. It can travel up to 1,400 kilometers and move at incredibly high speeds. Its warhead has an engine that runs on solid fuel and can change direction easily. Iran says it can move in and out of the atmosphere and avoid defenses. It can even target systems that try to stop missiles, making it easier for other missiles to hit their targets. This directs us to the question, does the United States Air Force possess hypersonic missiles? Well, not technically. The U.S. Navy and Army recently conducted a flight test of a hypersonic missile from the Pacific Missile Range facility in Hawaii. This test provided information on the overall performance of the conventional prompt strike and long-range hypersonic weapon. The test is a significant step for these programs. Vice ADM Johnny R. Wolf Jr. from the Navy's Strategic Systems Programs called it a major milestone in developing this technology. Lieutenant General Robert Rash Jr. from the Army's Rapid Capabilities and Critical Technologies Office also mentioned that this joint effort is helping develop new equipment and defense strategies to keep the Army ahead of potential threats. Thanks for watching. While you are still here, click the link on your screen to check out more videos. See you there.